Okay, with the professor, Mykal Fox. What's good, Mike?
What's good, bro?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. A couple Saturdays ago, went to your fight, unanimous decision victory against Donald Ward. I know we talked afterwards, but now that the dust settled, and you probably got a chance to watch it on TV, how you feeling about it?
I thought it was a very good, very strong performance after being away for 2 years. Like I was saying, going to the different training camps and then competing a little bit in the combat league. I think that helped help keep me sharp, keep me focused. I got great sparring. After the camps and after the combat league, then I got great sparring with like Lamar Rose, Ben Johnson, a couple guys from the area. Young named Mykal Phillips. Another young, he's a amateur named Berto. So we got good work. I just thought we were overly prepared.
Donald, he used a lot of head movements, like a real tricky veteran guy. You was really trying to sit down on your shots. Do you feel like there was anything you could have done anything that you could have improved on based off of what you saw?
Yeah, I mean, every time I watch a fight, you see little things that you could have done better. Like I could have taken advantage here, I could have taken advantage there. I think one thing I could have did better, I was having success with my left hand, and I'm burying the left hand and everything. But after a while, he's kind of looking for it. I should have followed up with my hook a little more. I think I would have been able to do a little. That would have been able to surprise him and land something a little more damaging. But in the times where it's all happening, got to make these adjustments on the fly. That's hindsight, but that would have been beneficial.
You've been in there with punchers. You've been in there with tricky guys. You've been in there with Olympians. What do you feel like is, I'm not going to say hardest, but the most difficult to adjust to? What style?
I think the most difficult style I had to adjust to was, well, it's not. Well, I say.
You just went out. No, I can't hear you. Come back out and come in.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Hey, yo, I peeped your name too. Mike, not Mike. You so petty, bro.
Yeah.
You so petty. It's autocorrect. What you want me to do about that?
I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm just messing with you.
All right.
Yeah, my bad. You were saying the most difficult style to deal with.
You've been in there with, like, I'm talking about legends, Chop Chop. You've been in there with hard punchers, Ergashev, and been in there with Olympians, Mastre, Mean Machine's a puncher too. I think Mean Machine was an Olympian, right?
Yeah, he was. He was, I think, a two-time puncher.
Like, it seemed like you faced every style. What do you feel like is the hardest to adjust to?
I'll say one of the hardest styles I adjust to was individually would have been honestly the Uzbek fighters. They're different. Like, me being tall, I'm always at range, but they have no problem bouncing out and bouncing back in. They have a good, like, in and out bounce step, and they're actually pretty astute when it comes to fighting at that mid range. So that took, in fighting Shojahan Ergashev and Fazil Gabnazarov, it took a little bit of doing. I learned a lot from the Ergashev fight that I took into the fight with Fazil, and then that was that was very, very important in scoring a victory over the Olympic gold medalist that he was.
Now, really, really tall welterweight,
yeah.
right? almost, what is it? It's close to 30 fights now.
Mm-hmm.
You've been one of the most avoided guys at your weight class consistently. You've gotten fights, but it's always last minute. You've gotten fights, but it's always with a asterisk where it's a year or two off, right?
Yeah.
Lay it out for me. How would you want the rest of 2024 and the rest of 2025 to go?
Well, I want to finish up, the next fight, 2024. The next fight is November 9th. Mary Live Casino, Jeter Promotions. Probably another tune up, or maybe somebody, so always, the next opponent I want, always be a little tougher than the last one. No disrespect to Donald Ward, but yeah, another tune up, just shake everything off, and then 2025, the goal of that is to get back into the rankings, and then work towards, probably a number one mandatory position or some type of title eliminator or something like that. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to. I just think my role is gonna be just gonna be longer. Like people aren't eager to fight me. They'll have the excuse of being able to say, "Oh man, he got 4 losses." But once I get back active, I think we work our way to a position where they can't say no to me. That's the biggest thing. Some type of mandatory or title eliminator, and then get back into the rankings. Whichever ones I can get into, WBC, WBA, WBO, whichever one to have me. I mean, that's the road we'll go.
Now you're coming back in November. Can we expect like another 8-rounder, or is you going to go back to 10s?
I felt good after the 8-rounder. I felt like I had 2 more. I could do 2 more if I need to. So if we want to go back at a 10-rounder, I'm definitely down for that. Just gives me a little more time to operate, more time to work. 10-rounder is fine. I mean, if you want to be at that world championship level, you got to be ready to go 12 anyway. So I feel like I don't need to be doing too many 8-rounders anyway.
Is that an adjustment for you? You've been a 10-round fighter for the last 7 years.
Yeah. I think it took I just got it in my mind. We got a little less time. I'm gonna start a little. I'm just get things going a little quicker. And I mean, ultimately that'll help even then going back to 10 rounds. If I can, if I can create a divide earlier into the fight, it could lead to maybe TKO, maybe landing more damaging shots, cut somebody on their eye, something, get some type of TKO.
Now, not only you do that, just don't say no. You don't say no to sparring either. You spar top guys to where as though top guys and top coaches have gotten a look at you.
Yeah.
You feel like that has hurt you in your career?
No, I mean, I haven't fought anybody. I mean, I haven't sparred anybody who, like, any camps I went to. I wasn't at that weight class. Tim Tszyu, Brian Mendoza, they both were weight class. They're both a weight class above me. And then Tank is a few weight classes below me. So it was never. So I haven't. I mean, Calvin, and Coach Calvin, Coach Kenny, and Tank, they're like family. I don't really see. And they don't really have any welterweights to fight anyway, so I wouldn't see them hindering. I wouldn't see them hindering me. And I mean, yeah, like you said, people have gotten looks at me, but at the same time, it's just something you do. I mean, I don't regret going to those camps because not only is going to camp getting good experience, networking opportunities, shaking hands, and trying to get yourself back into a position or get yourself back active, somebody's undercard or something like that. You always want to have somebody that'll vouch for you.
All right. The reason why I asked that question is because the boxing community is tight knit, right? So if you go and you give somebody good work that nobody was expecting, or a guy that's viewed as a higher level than you gave him real good work, gave him problems. Coaches call other coaches like, "Yo, you just had that kid in camp. We think about fighting," and coaches will be honest. Nah, you should go in a different direction.
Yeah, hey, no, it's one of those it's one of those things it's one of those things you risk. It is one of those things you risk, but I think the experience gained in those camps and the knowledge I gained in those camps, they were worth it. the flip side to that coin is somebody say like, hey man, be honest with me, between you and I, how'd that work go with your fighter and Fox? They'd be like, they might be like, I don't like that matchup for your guy. That's not a good matchup for your guy. That's the thing that can happen. I mean, but that can happen around the area too. Like, you know, you from Philly. I mean, I'm here I'm from Maryland, but you know, word gets around, travels fast, especially in the local area where it's like such guy put it on bro. Such and such put it on. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it can happen at any place. It can happen at any place. I'm not gonna. I wouldn't have wanted to deprive myself of opportunities to gain experience.
Where does Mike Fox go from here? Now you've returned off the 2-year layoff. You're 24-3.
I lay 23 and 4. My bad.
23-4.
Yeah.
I was saying 24-3 because I don't count fucking mastery.
I appreciate that. that should be how the record looks. But you know, somebody had other plans. But somebody had other plans, but nobody gave me the script. If they would have gave me the script and told me, I wouldn't show my ass that night.
Yeah, you got to stop fucking improving, man.
yeah, nobody gave me the script, bro. But like I said, man, I think my path is a scenic one, man. So you know, we're gonna have to, you know, diligently work to get back into a big position. We got to work our way. The goal right now is to get this next fight in, and then 2025, I want to be working towards getting back into the rankings, get back to, you know, baby steps though, top 15, then top 10, and then work our way. Like I said, work our way to a mandatory position where mandatory position or title eliminator, fight me, where it's fight me or you stay right where you are. You know what I mean? It's gonna take some time to do that, you know. But like the main thing is, I'm enjoying the journey. However it goes, I'm just gonna enjoy the journey. We back. I mean, we back moving. We back outside for the first time in a long time, and really, I'm just taking out that we still just one fight at a time.
Why did the marriage with Jeter Promotions make sense?
It was just that, you know, we sat down with Tony and we had a phone call. Me, my coach, we was talking to him on a conference call. Just like we both. The first thing he said was, "Man, you need to get back active. We feel like we can get you active." And honestly, I was like, I couldn't right there. I was like, I couldn't agree more. Right? And then they laid out a plan. They told me, we got normally we have like 3 dates a year and blah blah blah. And you know. And he basically said, "Yo, I want you to be on all that." I'm like, well, that kind of activity was very important to my career in the beginning. I would love that. I'm 28. I would love that same type of activity again. So I mean, he pretty much laid out a lot of his business plan right there. Like, we got these 3 dates, typically February, July, then we do November or October. And then I was like, all right. You're willing to have me fighting. You're willing to have me fighting 3 times a year. You can make it happen. I'll sign with you. And we got one in the books already.
Now, Mike, you had Team Combat League. You're known as historically as a slow starter. You did Team Combat League for like a year. Did some change because you came back a little bit this year. Did that help you kind of like switch gears? Because I watched the last fight against Donald Ward, and you came out in an unusually fast pace.
Yeah, I think it did help. And all honesty, like, knowing you got 1 round to make your statement, like that was always what I was kind of doing with it. Like, even back in the first season, we came into the season late, and I was able to get up 4 rounds in 2023, and I got 2 rounds in because of the nonsense that happened this season. We can get into that later, but the time, you know, the idea is that you got 1 round to make your mark, make your statement, score your points for your team, and it took some doing. But I was like, But I did try to adopt a faster start. I tell you, a faster start. Whatever adjustments I'm going to make, we're gonna do it after this dude finds a way to get past my range or get past the pace I have or the pace I set. I was trying to set a pace. I try to set a pace instead of trying to, fight from behind. Pause. But fight from a deficit. Now I seen y'all acting up at the Philly press conference. I gotta cover my bases. Shout out to Boots on the win on Albanese, man. Y'all was acting up.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. Yeah.
Hey, happy belated birthday too, man. I texted you, man, but publicly, man, happy belated birthday. I know you had a very fun weekend with at the Boots fight.
Yo, it was, bro. At the fight, I ain't gonna hold you. That shit was like the block. Like when you go out to the concession stands, it's motherfuckers that you ain't seen in years. It was like it was hard to concentrate on the fights because everybody was there from Philly to the DMV, like all the way down to the DMV. Everybody.
Yeah. Nah, Lamar, I know. Jalil Haggett fought up there in the co-main. Lamar Roach was up there. I know he was up there. I saw Scooter. I know Scooter was there. I mean, it's like even that was kind of similar to like when Tank fought Hector Garcia. I mean, I live around here. You know what I'm saying? I live around here. So I'm like, hey, man, what's up? What you doing here? I'm like, I box. Of course I'm going to be here. What are you doing here? Oh, I don't even watch boxing, but Tank was here in town. That's the kind of camaraderie you want, man. That's good for the sport.